So which one of us is cheating now? Which one of us is cheating? The real question is, has Devon Larratt been cheating in arm wrestling all this time?
Everyone is cheating. If we like, if we say that Devon is cheating, like we could say you are cheating.
Clearly.
Yeah. If I am trying to find some advantage, technical, tactical way, we all could say it's cheating.
Everyone is doing it and referees are allowing to do it, is it still cheating?
I would say, okay, there could be some ethical questions, but probably the one who sets some limit or who say that's enough, it's referee. It's referee. The referee is one who is taking care of that it's safe, that it's fair, that it's maximally under some rules, and fair to both.
Referee is in charge on the table, and he should be, right? But right now the big debate is with Devon and rules and everything else. And I still remember 6-minute grip up with John, at least 6 minutes or something, right? On King of the Table, and there has been. So at that point, is it Devon? But why is he consistently doing this and no one's doing something about it if it's so illegal?
It's also how much your opponent is playing same game. He also is looking for some position or we have heard many times before, if you are not happy with setup, if you are not happy with your grip, don't start a fight.
Yeah.
So if you're not happy, it can take long, and that's why there is referees who could stay like, okay, it's enough, stop, referee's grip, stop, foul.
So
warning.
The real things that people are like talking about is no one likes strict rules, because what I really hate is when the match never starts, right? When we have a referee's grip and you hold me because the tension is high and I do something and the match stops and I don't even get to pull you and I just lost.
No, of course, that's the thing of super match. We don't want to see that fight ends with 3 warnings, 3 fouls, and 3-0, one is winning, and we haven't seen even a fight.
But if you don't punish someone for doing something, like how will you enforce the rules? Like if the promoter, because like this is the situation now. If the promoter is saying like we want matches, like we don't want matches to end on fouls or something, but if you say like okay, like East versus West and referee grip, you will close. If I move, they will shorten it out, right? But it could be very long process after the arms are closed and we're both doing this, or one of us is doing this till the go. So what do we want from the referee? Should he enforce the rules or make the matches happen, and then one guy might get screwed over?
That's why there is still rules.
Yeah.
And that's why we need good, experienced referees who sees a difference. When one fighter is trying to take a grip, and one is like, okay, I'm good. I'm not fighting anymore. I'm in fair position. I'm in a correct position to start fight. And other one is clearly just moving and don't
trying to get advantage.
You have to see who is that.
Okay, so there was like another thing that came up was like
if both
referees are intimidated by Devon, because the whole conversation a little bit relies about Devon, right? And
I don't think that Devon is the only one.
No. There's a lot of times when the guys are taking grip for like 7 minutes, or girls taking grip for 7, 8, 10 minutes, when they're both trying to get the best, right? And then referees like, do they enforce the match to start faster, or do they enforce what is fair for both, right? Because these are the real questions we're asking. Like, what do we want to see?
But we have to clearly understand that arm wrestling, in general, yes, it's strength sport, but it's also combat sport. It's fight sport.
Yes, technical, tactical.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So we are trying to gain some advantage. Is it our endurance? Is it our grip? Is it our setup? Is it explosiveness? We are looking for that.
Yes. And everyone's different, so everyone's looking for different things.
Of course, and if you talk about Devon, everyone knows that he's super endurable, and he knows that. He knows that if fight will go longer, it's advantage for me. Yeah. He's using that.
Yeah, if you give him like an opportunity to fight for the grip, he's very happy. He's like, fight for my grip, right?
Yes. But we have seen that when he's facing someone who is tactically smart enough, and there are, I would say, more or less strict rules, and the opponent is not playing the same game, that he is not able to force that, I don't, which one, like Devon and Tsiplenkov, left arm.
Yes.
Devon was trying to do.
Yeah.
Dennis was playing smart. Yeah. Dennis was not letting in those games. He was not fighting for grip, and strict referees, and all good. So it's at the end, it is about referees and it is about your opponent. And it is about what do we want to see from the competition. Like, and everyone's kind of shitting on WAF for strict rules, WAF, PAL, all strict federations. But again, they're strict for a reason, so it is as fair as possible, right? For like, there's no. But again, it's very hard to watch. It's very hard to watch something like that. And it's sometimes you go there and you move a little bit and you go home with 2 losses without even pulling once. Yeah. It happens, right? There should be some limit.
If
we talk about fighting for grip, referees should already at beginning of fight, in some point, if it's too much, it's too much. Give warning. If it's too much, give that foul.
Yeah.
Give that foul. Of course, if that's 3-3 final decision around, and then you start to make some different rules. But if you from beginning of fight show how you will referee the fight,
exactly.
You show your limit, you show your standard.
Yeah.
Everyone will understand, and also athletes will adapt.
Yes,
athletes will adapt to that.
And viewers should understand. Like you need to understand this. So if we're arm wrestling, like let's say I'm arm wrestling Giannis, and Giannis gets me to the side and gets an elbow foul, like real fast, boom, right? He got that elbow foul because he was trying to beat me fast. He was trying to gain advantage. Like sometimes you risk it to gain something, and a lot of people don't understand. So the match we're going to talk about, Nurdaulet in World Championship, right?
You mean final with right arm?
Yeah, versus Omer Kozukoglu, right? So he beat him many times, but he lost because he got elbow foul every single time, if I'm correct. So and he was risking to win.
We could say that he was taking some risk, but in my understanding, he just didn't had some patience, because. In my eyes, he was clearly stronger, and he could be okay. Maybe I don't know, but I believe he could just stop, wait.
That's the thing,
and get in a position. Not go for a pin, but just make first movement and then stop, analyze, and do it slowly and correctly.
I believe he wasn't sure he could do that. I believe he risked to win fast because he didn't want to. If it stops, maybe then he's not this strong. Maybe then the other guy is strong. So we see this a lot of time in arm wrestling, right? The guy's going to get fouled out because you risk to win something. And that's part of arm wrestling, right? I think the whole situation about rules, referee's in charge. And if one guy is doing too much on table, he should be punished. I don't see it any other way. And if you don't punish him, you can't bitch about it. You can't say nothing about it because if you didn't do it.
So your conclusion is Devon cheating? You asked me that question before.
How can he cheat in all the matches? In almost it's impossible for him to cheat as much as everyone else. He does the things. He's very good on setup. He's very good on gripping up and things like that. But if referees keep consistently in different organizations allowing him to do it, it's not cheating in my opinion. It's just, I don't know, maybe they're intimidated or what, or he's just so good that he gets by it every single time.
I would say same. Devon very well, he knows what he need to enter a fight.
Yes.
He knows his position, he knows where he need to load up, he needs that setup, and that's what he's trying and getting at the beginning of fight.
Yes.
And there should be, of course, there should be some questions sometimes if you clearly see that it's before ready go, someone is really not, it's not question about you can load up, it's all good.
Yes.
But if you clearly see that ready and one is already like 2-3 centimeters over. Of course, with that loading, or you see that one is taking grip, other is just trying to.
Like Travis famously doesn't take a grip, he wants to strap, right? He famously, and everyone knows it. So as soon as he walks on table, if I'm a referee, I know him, I can say like, take a grip now, right?
For me, in East-West, this rule about if you can't take a grip for 30 seconds, it's
set grip, yeah.
Set grip, yeah. It's kind of clear, but also if one is taking grip and standing, and other is and you're like, I'm good, I'm not doing anything, and other is moving.
Yeah, and we see this a lot of time. The guy like he's like.
I would say that's also maybe a warning, because other is just okay. Let's start. I'm good. If both are all over a table and one is like, okay, I'm good. Yeah. Let's go.
I think like for super matches, I want to see more arm wrestling, right? So if we allow the guys to get it and to fight longer for the grip, then we're gonna see more arm wrestling for sure. But again, like, is it fair? Again, if you go to super matches and you know you have to fight for the grip, it is fair, right? It's like, because people expect WAF rules and then they're surprised that they are not WAF rules, not strict, right? Like, oh, the guy, like, oh, his elbow jumped. Yeah, it's fine. We allow these. You can't just go over, right? So if you go to a super match, you know the rules. You should be ready to fight for the grip, to do the things you need to do to get to the match. So it all comes down to organization. If you go to WAF and you're like, like elbow jumps and you're like, what the fuck, right? Be ready for that. So I think it all comes down, athletes need to understand the rules, referees need to take control, and the viewers need to understand what they're watching, right? If you're watching a very strict competition, because like, why is WAF so strict? Because a lot of countries get a lot of money for the sport. Athletes make money by being arm wrestlers. Like, everyone's talking about professional arm wrestlers, but in amateur arm wrestling, like Kazakhstan is famously, they make so much money there, I think, just from arm wrestling, make a living, right? So it is very important that everything is very strict, so they do the protests and everything. It is kind of, at some point, in my opinion, gets ridiculous to a point, but because athletes are risking to win, this is why they're getting elbow fouls, right? Yeah. And if you are ridiculously strong, like one of the guys that had less elbow fouls or fouls ever is Jan Brzenk, because he was ridiculously strong in the hand and in back pressure, so his elbow just stayed there, right? I talked to many referees and they said like the guy who has less fouls is Jan. Ever.
He also still he's fighting for grip, but very often you can see that he like,
doesn't care.
Okay,
he's
good.
Like yes, he's like,
I'm good.
Yeah, with that massive thumb there.
Yeah. But if you are very sure about yourself, most likely you're like, okay, let's go. And with Devon the same. First few rounds, you could see that he's super intensive with fighting for hand and grip, and if he's winning 1-0, 2-0, he feels like he's in control. All good. All good. Like he's like
just say go. Just say go. And it's like we put Devon as a like just an example. But like his match with Steplenko, I didn't see any problems there. He took fair grips all the time, didn't fight for much, just took a grip and was ready to go. Was, I think, less fighting versus Levon, and Levon was fighting him back. So all this comes down to referees need to do their job, people need to understand what they're watching, and athletes need to know where they're pulling.
But if you talk about some specific fights, I really think which one of fights we could say that Devon won only because he was in your words or some other words he was cheating. Why? Which I don't know. When he lost. When he won most of fights, he was kind of dominant already from round one. Maybe very first setup was questionable, but it could even if he would lost first round, he still would probably win third or fourth or second.
Arm wrestling is very subjective anyway. Like it's different eyes looking at different things. And
fight sport, combat sport.
It's combat sport, and plus we're limited to this. We are limited to this, which I think is fine, and we're very used to it. But don't be like someone lost on fouls, yes, because you're trying to gain something. Like if me and Giannis is pulling and Giannis is doing his nice top roll, and I trying to get him, like. it's my fault. I'm trying to get extra a little bit so I can catch him here, right?
Yeah, it's probably if there is some technique or tactic or anything, all we could say is cheating. I try to take your wrist, and you're like, oh, you are cheating. You're taking my wrist.
Absolutely.
Fight with me.
I get inside.
I would say like, it's cheating. Just
cheating. Yes.
Strike and fight and push and if you hit an explosive start, I was stronger, but he was so explosive. He ready go. He was fast, and he cheated with that hit.
It's like, I think because we're having so many new fans, we're having these discussions, right? Because it's like, it's been around. Like, we don't really talk about fouls in training ever, about things like this. We never talk about it. It's never an issue. You're like, oh, you lost on fouls. You made a mistake.
Yeah.
Right? It's all like, all arm wrestlers with some years of experience, they'll be like, I made a foul, I made a mistake, right?
You understand.
Try to do better. Try to do better
mistake.
next time. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, guys, this is arm wrestling. This is what it's about. This is how it is. And I don't know. We try to improve. We try to do better. Maybe it's going to change in years. How, where? I think the elbow fouls. But as long as athletes try to win, as long as one athlete's trying to win, there's going to be elbow fouls. There's going to be jump starts. There's going to be all those things.
Especially if you feel that the fight is super close,
yes,
and
that's
the
that's
difference.
the moment,
difference is always in small nuances, very small, and that's why you're fighting for that millimeters and positions, and that's how it should be. That's why it's interesting.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why we love it. Stay strong.
I love arm wrestling.